are joined by Professor Nishimura. She is with McMaster University. She's been using Kritik in her scientific writing courses and science communication courses.
I actually wasn't teaching these courses in scientific writing and science communication before being introduced to Kritik, so I'm not sure how I would have done it without Kritik. But for both of these classes, one of the main skills that's a course objective to learn is writing clearly and concisely. And as you are all very familiar, TA resources are limited and the instructor's time is also limited. But writing and communicating is one of those things that requires practice. You just have to keep practicing, and it doesn't matter how many brilliant minds tell you the secrets to great writing. Unless you practice consistently and regularly, those wise words don't really sink in, right? You're writing, you understand, you agree that yes, sentences should be clear, but it's unclear to the unpracticed writer how to make it more clear. So the brilliant thing about Kritik is that the students give each other feedback. What I loved about Kritik was it allowed a space for students to continue writing short pieces every single week. And by reading other people's feedback and also working hard to give others constructive feedback, over time, the students find that their writing really has improved. And in both of these courses, in their final reflections, many students commented that they really enjoyed the weekly exercises. The Kritik has great support. So if you want examples of how to use Kritik effectively to learn course content, like first year psych, they have lots of great examples for doing that. But for me, it's most useful in improving their communication skills. I think that not just practicing writing, but practicing giving and receiving feedback consistently is a really important employable skill. You can never pick your audience, right? So if only 2 out of 3 people said they understood it clearly and one person didn't, you had still not satisfied the requirement of writing clearly and concisely, because if you really did, all 3 of your readers should have understood, regardless of their biases, right? Regardless of their backgrounds. So that's because that's such a core course objective. I think it's easier for me to say again, right? I love that 2 of your evaluators thought this was great, so you should find encouragement in that. But the 3rd reviewer is simply a sign for you that there's still room for improvement. I gave them the opportunity to give more fine-grained feedback in terms of where they are in their critical thinking and clear and concise writing. And I said, don't bother using anything lower than 3 out of 7, because those are essentially fail grades. And this far into the course, if students are submitting something, they're not really submitting something that is completely off the mark. So this was my way of saying they could now have a bit more control over, do you think this is worth a C, a B, an A, or A+? And they preferred this scale much more for these assignments.